Today I'd like to talk about driving an E39 BMW M5 in the snow and what my experience has been like so far this winter. Part of the reason why you guys haven't seen any videos recently on this car is that it still had the tires that I put on when this car was located in California, Michelin Pilot Super Sports. And if you guys know anything about those tires, they are not good for the snow. I decided to purchase some General G-Max tires, which I'll talk a little bit more about, but for a little bit I couldn't even get out of my driveway in order to get to the shop to install the tires because I had no traction whatsoever. But with some help from friends, we got my car pushed onto the road. The roads were pretty clear, and I got the tires installed for $750, give or take, including tax and labor. And I'm very impressed with their performance so far. This is, of course, a relatively high horsepower rear-wheel drive car. It's not a recipe for success in the wintertime and in snowy conditions. However, as long as the roads aren't completely covered in snow, if they are covered in brown slush or it's a little bit icy, I'm surprised at how well this car performs. Obviously, it's to your best interest to drive the speed limit or below, and I still have it in sport mode because I'm used to it, but traction control stays on when the weather is really bad, and that's something that I actually don't normally do. I drive with the car with traction control off 99.9% of the time unless the weather is really bad. If the roads are completely covered in snow, it's best just not to drive the car. It slides all over the place, it's really dangerous, and you could hurt someone else and of course hurt your car. But if it's not, if there's just a little bit of snow on the road, it performs very well, and this car really does like the cold weather. I've noticed a significant performance increase over, let's say, if you're running at 75 degrees versus at 20 degrees. Of course, the roads are going to be covered in salt when it is snowing, so it's important to wash your car as much as possible. Unfortunately, there aren't too many heated self-service washes in Michigan around me, so that's a bit of a bummer, and I had a very negative experience one time taking this through one of the car washes where someone else drives your car, and they ended up scratching the brand new refurbished rims on my vehicle. Luckily they paid for it, but that was a nightmare. Your absolute best bet if you have to drive this car in the snow is to get a separate set of rims and tires. There is no good winter tire, or potentially none at all, available with 18-inch rims that come on this car and the size that they are. However, if you get a second set of cheaper 17-inch rims, you can get some dedicated winter tires for the bad months. But I know that the snow is going to clear up soon, and I'm not quite sure where this car is going to end up, whether I'm going to take it back to California or not, so I didn't want to buy a whole set of rims and spend a bunch of money when, you know, I might just put Pilot Super Sports back on right when the weather clears up. The most important thing is to realize that you can't drive the same way in the winter as you can in the summer. When the roads are damp or they're icy or they have snow, accelerating and hitting turns fast is just not a smart idea. So please stay safe out there. If you do equip this car with 17-inch rims and winter tires, it will perform much better than you would expect. And even with the stock wheels and these General G-Max tires, which weren't that expensive, I'm very impressed with their performance. And unless the roads are just completely covered in snow and there's a storm going on, the car performs phenomenally well.
Thank you for watching Vehicle Versions. Please subscribe and look forward to our next video.